So moving on to the next question of um, whether they will run out of steam, as it were.
Mm. Yeah.
Um, in other words, they've one thing I think we've established in our talks, and I've recently realized, is that my old idea, and I think even Max Weber's idea to a certain extent, many people's idea, was that what you took from the West was a package. If you wanted to be modern technologically and scientifically and educationally, you had to take the whole
And the other stuff, yeah.
package.
Yeah.
And this is one of the causes of great anxiety and dismay at the West at the moment, that China poses a challenge because it's doing very well without modern Western values, as
Mm.
they keep saying. Why can't they be like us? Why can't they believe in human rights in the way we do? Why can't they believe in Western style democracy like us? In the past, and I think Ernest sort of half accepted, it was assumed that you had to be an open, liberal
Mm.
society to become technologically and economically successful. And the reason the Soviet Union collapsed was because it didn't do that. We now know that is not necessary. And China has shown us, as Japan did before it, but it was too small to really shake our convictions. And they've done it because, as we've discussed, you take modern technology and economic systems off the shelf.
Mm.
If you want to use a modern computer and you go into a shop and you're a Muslim in Bradford, you don't have to convert to Christianity or whatever to use a modern computer. You use a modern computer. And
Yeah.
it's the same
Yeah.
with technologies, the Chinese, and even science. And here Weber was actually wrong here. He said if China becomes a modern scientific society, it will no longer be China. It was one of his predictions. And he's wrong. I mean, China is a modern scientific society, and it is China. And it's done it by separating off technology. And it's what Fukuzawa talked about. He said, what we need is Western technology combined with Japanese spirit. We don't want to abandon our spirit. How you do it seemed impossible. The great theorist of this, who I haven't read enough of, but I know he had this central puzzle, was perhaps the greatest philosopher of early 20th century China, Liao Chichong. Um, and he wrote a number of books saying, if we become Western, we will no longer be Chinese. It's oil and water. If we take their models, we will lose our identity. How can we combine those things? And he never resolved this problem throughout his life. But now we can see you can. And that's one of the great revelations from my work on Japan and China. You can have your cake and eat it. Just as it applies to my theory about enchantment, we can be both disenchanted and enchanted at the same time.